Hey everybody, DGooden24 here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have something a little different for you. Tony Stewart's All-American Racing has been out for, I believe, 90 days now. So roughly 3 months. And we're going to do a little 90-day review here. I have a lot more detailed impressions and thoughts about this game. I've spent 27 hours with it. We've done 42, I think, career mode videos. So I have a lot more time with the game than when I released my base review, which I probably rushed through. But I'm going to go ahead and talk about it more in depth and off the cuff here. And yeah, I've got some gameplay at the new Texas dirt track going on. And just enjoy that and listen to me talk. So anyway, let's get started. We'll start with the gameplay, the controls. That's something I never had a problem with when I originally reviewed the game. The cards feel good, all 4 of them. I don't really have any complaints about how they drive or handle on a controller, anyway. I did a race with the wheel, and I was so not used to it. I even tried to play with the settings that I was basically terrible. It felt undrivable for me, but I've heard some people that have played it with the wheel say it was fine. So your mileage may vary with the wheel. I just prefer a controller considering it's an arcade dirt game, and you know, it's all about having fun. And we'll move on after that to, we'll go over each car here. So they had the 3 base cars in the game: the Legend, the Street Stock, and the Big Block Modified. A big problem I had between the 3 of them were they all had the same engine sound. And the new late models that were added, I feel the same way. They have the same engine sound, and I don't like it. Each one of them handles differently, and the late model is definitely the hardest of the 4 to drive, at least in my opinion. And it's the one I struggle the most with in my career mode. I don't know, there's just a lot of horsepower. They can get up to 170, 80 miles an hour on some of the bigger tracks, and that's quite fast, really. And I guess that's realistic. A few people told me it was. So, use your own judgment on that. I'm ignorant when it comes to the specifications of these dirt cars. So just use your best judgment when you're playing with them or, wanting to buy the game. But next we will go into the the tracks themselves and driving on it. Now, the gameplay, I said, feels good. The cars feel good to control. But when you're on track around the AI, I guess this is the AI section now, if you go a lane off the bottom, or even a half lane, they're going to slide right underneath you. Like, running not the bottom, you're slow as crap. Even on, the Race Now mode, when you're in a normal car, they can easily pass you if you're off the bottom. Unless you're on an easy difficulty mode, and you can just pass people on the outside because you're that much faster than them, you have to run the bottom. And it's very frustrating in career mode when you're trying to run on the higher difficulties, and you just slip a lane or a half a lane, and they just dive it on in there. They door you, and you lose multiple spots. And that's really something that happens on restarts or the original start when you start on the outside. It's quite frustrating, I feel, and it just, I don't know. It's part of the game that makes it less fun. So, also the AI, when you're racing around them, they do seem kind of brain dead. Like, they will take every advantage of you to pass you, like I said. If there's a hole, they're going to take it. But they will just run the outside for no reason. And it's really frustrating. Because I could be running second, and the leader could run the top until I catch him and pass him, and he just accepts that. When he would run the bottom, it would be a lot harder for me to catch him and pass him. And they just kind of do their own thing. Yes, the multi-groove is nice, but it's just not realistic, I believe. And lap cars are the same way. When the leader gets to them, they all just seem to kind of run high, and the lap car doesn't really have much trouble. Or I guess the leader, not the lap car, but I don't know. I guess you could say that's realistic, but I've seen at many local dirt races where the leader gets stuck behind lap cars, and it's just kind of a mess. But I don't know. The AI too, when you bump into them, they will either just spin out like crazy, or they will do this weird glitch thing, like they're on a track, and they will go right back to where they're supposed to be. I don't know. But overall, like, they're okay. It's just, it could definitely be better. And that also goes into the tracks themselves. Like, there's no track evolution throughout the game. There's not a cushion. And I've talked about this in my normal review, but it needs some track, like a dynamic track, I guess. So you can use multiple lanes and they could all be viable. And I hope that's something they work on. Now, after that, let's go into the career mode here. I do like the career mode. It is definitely a step up from like past attempts at it. I like the ability to assign managers, buy different parts and upgrade them, and then be able to sell them, buy them back, etc. But after doing 40 episodes, multiple seasons, winning 2 championships, I don't know if burnt out is the right question, but it's definitely lost its luster. Tony will come in and talk to you every once in a while, and that gets very repetitive very fast. And I'm at the point now where I've been in all 4 series, and I feel like I've won 2 championships. I'm trying to win the championship in the modified and the late model. But even if I do that, like, what's the end goal here? It's kind of sad, really. Like, there's a few newspaper clippings, and those are really cheesy. Like, someone said they were going to punch me in the face. Another one, me and my friend are going to the karaoke bar. It's not really the most realistic thing in the world, and I don't know. It could be better, but it's a decent start. Like, when I won the championship in the it was either the street stock or the legend car. I was expecting to get a big like video from Tony, and I didn't run particularly well because we kind of had the championship locked up. And so I won the championship, and Tony said, "Oh, tough luck. You'll get him next time. Everyone has like a bad race or whatever." And I just sat there, mouth agape, like, what the hell? I won the damn championship, and you're saying, "Oh, you'll get better in the next race." I don't know. That it's just something that needs work. And for a budget title like this, I don't know if that's something they can do. We'll see, but I don't know. Aside from that, I guess other things I would like to talk about are like the difficulty modes. I'm in a problematic state between where one difficulty mode is too easy, and if I bump it up one, it's way too hard. I'll either dominate or I will run back of the pack in the A main. And that more so seems to be the problem by track basis. And that's something Monster Games has always had a problem with, even dating back to their NASCAR Heat games. The AI is absolute legends on certain tracks, and then you'll go somewhere else and they're slow as crap. So I really don't know. It's just something you're gonna have to play and try to adjust it track by track. That's what I try to do now. So you're just going to have to do that yourself. Also, the announcer, I also said it was kind of neat what he had to say. I'm at the point now where he's annoying as hell. Like, I guess I can turn him off, but I've been too lazy to do so. It's just the same lines over and over. Like, one of them in this race right here, he's like, "Oh, this race is awesome. The cars are covered in dirt." Well, I mean, I would hope that they're covered in dirt. They're at a dirt track. I don't know. It's just something that wears at you when you play this game for 27 hours. So, aside from that, I think that's a lot of the things I wanted to get off my chest that I may have covered in the review, and I may have went into more detail. Let's get into the DLC. I really didn't know they were doing DLC for this game until it was like a week before the late models came out. And the late models are $9.99, and I kind of went over those in one of my videos. I think that's justifiable. I think $10 was a fair price for what you get. I mean, it's a whole nother series in the career mode, and I've definitely got my money's worth, I feel, out of it. But aside from that, they have been releasing tracks now. We've had the Las Vegas dirt track, the Charlotte dirt track, and the Texas dirt track. The Texas dirt track came out today, and each of them have been $5. And after counting all this up, I've bought all the DLC. I've spent, I guess that would be $25 extra now on DLC, making this game $55, almost a full price title. And I don't really know if the tracks anyway are worth it, because $5 a track seems cheap. But if you really think about it, they've released 3 tracks, and I've paid $15 for them. And if you race them on career mode, you do them, once or twice a season? I don't know if I've necessarily got my money's worth. They're nice to have. It's good to have realistic tracks in the game, because some of the tracks in the game are very frustrating because they're unrealistic, like a triangle or a square, or have like really high banked and they like dip down and stuff. I don't know. You're just going to have to determine for yourself if you feel having these real world tracks in the game are worth it for you. So at the end of the day, I'm not as high on this game as I was at the start, but I am having a good time with it. It's just some of the legacy issues with this game continue to eat away at me. So for $30, I would say definitely maybe wait for a sale. I know they just had Black Friday, so you probably just missed out on that, but I don't know. It just depends on how much you like dirt racing. So anyway, that's just kind of my rambling thoughts on this Tony Stewart game, all the DLC, and 3 months later. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking out the channel, and we'll catch you on the interwebs. Hit me with that like and subscribe if you want, and we'll catch you later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you so much.